Gentleman's recognized for 5 minutes.
And all, Mr. Chairman, members of the body, in all due respect, this is about the state's rights. This bill does not preclude the state of Alaska, the Coast Guard, or any other entity from enforcement on the Yukon River. It does not let the Park Service, they can still move on the river. But it does not allow them to enforce inspections of boats on the river that are private. Not in a business, but private. And I have to tell you a little story about this, and this is the reason I'm very adamant about it. The Park Service is for the people. It's not for the Park Service. And the Park Service in Alaska has become, very frankly, like I would say an occupied army of a free territory. And to give you an example, this man that was arrested was 70 years old with his wife, who happened to be from Germany. And I'm going to bring that up a little later. And a couple, 70 years old, 69 years old, and 68 years old, on a cruise on the Yukon River and a very seaworthy boat, Coast Guard inspected, and there was another boat on the river, and there was a distress signal given by the Park Service. And being a good Samaritan, they went over to help them out. And as they approached the boat, they flashed their badges and says, "We're the Park Service, we're going to board your vessel and inspect you for safety and registration." Think about this, a distress signal, and then we're going to board your boat, and maritime law says you will not board a boat on a moving river. You have to put it to shore. And the guy said, "Up yours, I'm going to go to shore." And that's what he did. And he gets to the shore, he gets out of the boat. The Rangers have already got a shotgun on a 70-year-old man and carrying a pistol out of their holster. And as the guy walked toward them, they started to say something. He's turning around and walks back. They tackled him and rolled him in the mud, a 70-year-old man. These are two young bucks, cowboys, and handcuffed this man, this 70-year-old man, and made him sit on the shore. And they took him a great distance down the river to a village and flew him to Fairbanks, drove him to Fairbanks, handcuffed. A 70-year-old man. This is your Park Service? This is not my Park Service. Well, it did go to trial, and the judge hasn't rendered the decision yet. In the first place, the state never gave them the authority to do any inspections. In the second place, they never gave them authority. By the way, the Coast Guard did not give them any authority. And they do not have jurisdiction over that water. That's state's water. As every state in this union, it is the state's water. To have the Park Service act like that is dead wrong. So I'm asking you to support this amendment. This is an amendment that should be adopted because we have agencies today are acting like, very frankly, like occupied. Now, the lady I brought up was from Germany. And during the trial, they asked her, the prosecution, "Did you ever have a gun pointed at you?" And she said, "Yes, by the SS troops." Now, that gives you an idea. A 70-year-old lady, and have them point a shotgun at him? Now, that's wrong. Now, why you say it sets a precedent? Yes, it sets a precedent because the state's waters. And this amendment should not be accepted. We should leave it in the bill as it is. It's the right thing to do. I say vote down that amendment. Think about the little people. Quit thinking about these agencies. These agencies aren't God. Think about the little. Those people are abused by agencies and you're paying for them. And by the way, the one ranger had a record as longer than my arms. And they hired him to enforce the so-called parks regulations. So I'm asking you to think about this a moment. It's the wrong amendment. This is the right thing to do. It's time we start telling these agencies, think of the people, not the parks themselves. This is about parks and partners, and they're certainly not partners in Alaska. They say, we're going to educate Alaskans about Alaska. Now, this is a 70-year-old man who's been living there all his life. And to have that happen is dead wrong. And I yield back the balance of my time.
What purpose? Gentleman from Virginia rise.
I rise to strike the last word, Mr. Chairman.
Recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, in response to my very